Hi everyone, Hassan and John here. We're going to be talking through our goals for the season. It's actually not something I've ever done before, actually, like written down goals for the season. So I think we're going to try and kind of talk about what those goals should be. And ideally, hopefully, it gives you some insight and ideas maybe to write your own goals down for the season. You may already do it. If you do, let us know in the comments what your goals are. But we're going to talk about ours. So I'm a level 5 referee in Hampshire, and John, you're
I'm a level 4 referee in Sussex.
Sussex, brilliant. And so, yeah, I've written some down. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. I think the main thing that we have to discuss is make sure the goals are achievable and are in your control. For example, I know a massive one for everyone at the start of the season is cup finals.
Yeah.
But that's out of your control, as in like you can have a great season, but the committee pick the cup finals, so it's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So make sure that the goals are, within your control really. So for me, my first goal is basically to have a good season and control my marks. I've been very inconsistent in the last couple of years with my sort of assessor marks by trying to change too many things too quickly. So the idea for me is to try and stick to what I know, to stick what I'm good at, and play to my strengths. And improve my weaknesses, when I can. But when I say being assessed, is go with what I know and be confident in my ability to referee, and hopefully that sort of stops the erratic marking.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. So for me, my ultimate goal at a high level is I'm on the level 5 to 4 promotion scheme. So ultimately, the big long-term goal for this season or next is, can I get promoted? But to achieve that, there's a lot of little steps to get there, right? So the first one, which is the big one for me, and it's what I've been working around all over pre-season, is the fitness test. So my fitness test is in August, and you have to do 2.6 kilometers in 12 minutes, and I'm close, but not quite there yet.
No.
So that's really the huge challenge for me is, can I pass that fitness test? Now, luckily, if I don't do it on the first attempt, I'll have a second attempt. But I really want to get as close to, if not pass it on the first attempt. It's like my sole focus. It's almost consuming me right now.
Yeah.
But if I can't do it, if I can't do this test, or if for some reason the second test doesn't go my way, my goal is throughout the season, that's literally going to be, again, my sole focus. So even though it finishes in September, that's the last attempt, can I still be trying to beat it and run it in October, November, December, January? So if I can't do it this year, for next season, I know it will be in the bag because I'm just working towards it all the way through. So that's my ultimate kind of goal, is promotion, but then the fitness test is that measurable thing, and it's within my control, right?
Yeah,
I can do that. Go on, any more?
Yeah, mine's to be more consistent with my fitness through the week as well. I find I become very lackluster around Christmas time. Obviously, the big Christmases, the
Christmas parties, drinking, yeah.
So I want to stay fit all the way through, especially Christmas is a time where games come thick and fast. So basically, I need to stay fit and have a sort of regimented routine, get back into the gym more, really work as if the pros do. And obviously better for my state of mind. And I know going into a game on a Saturday or a Tuesday that I'm in basically peak physical condition. So I know that I am ready always. So even if I get given a late appointment, I know I will be in tip-top shape.
No, great. So again, mine coming back to promotion, and really just kind of a response to the last 18 months where games have been completely sporadic, right? Is I know that I will need to do at least 30 games this season to get promoted, so 20 middles, 10 lines. So I need to make sure I'm available for Tuesday midweek, Saturday, and ideally I'm going to get appointments and build that cadence where it's just it's routine. Whereas in previous years, I'd close a date here, close a date there, and you could go 2 weeks without getting a game, and it's not conducive to a good season, right? Because you're stopping and starting all the time. So that's my other goal.
Mine is on the line. I find I lose focus quite a lot in terms of if the players say up the other end a lot, I tend to drop in and out of focus. So my sort of on the line goal is to be very regimented and always talk to myself and be like, four's keeping them on,
Mm-hmm.
rather than being like, oh, I wonder what dinner is tonight, and losing that sort of focus.
Yeah.
I know that I drift.
I think
out.
that's natural, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But I find I do it too often, especially on the line.
Yeah.
In the middle, it's a lot easier because my refereeing style is I coach my way through it. Good tackle, steady. So I'm always talking.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas on the line, I don't have that ability to coach myself through.
So what are you going to do? Try and just a more active self-talk throughout the game?
Yeah, talk to the left back a little bit more to keep me engaged in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the keeper. If I'm benches, I'll speak to the benches a little bit more. So I'm more sort of active, involved in the game. So my head and focus is still very on the game.
No, that's great. I've got two more. So the first one, we don't actually have it in the REFSIX app yet, but it's definitely something we're going to add in the future. And it's to do with fitness and to do with games. Is I want to keep track of my RPE score.
Yeah.
So what does it stand for?
Rate of perceived exertion.
There you go. Rate of perceived exertion. So basically, if you don't know what that is you give a score at the end of your game to how difficult you felt physically the game was, how challenging. So, if it's a 10, it means you're exhausted, you need like a couple of days rest, sleep, that type of thing. Whereas if it was a 1, you could do 10 of those games a day kind of thing. So my aim is to record my RP score after each game. And why I'm doing that is just to basically validate the fitness training that I'm doing is having an impact in my physical, like how I feel physically in a game, right? Yeah. So that's just me basically being able to validate and indicate that fitness training that I'm doing is being, the rewards are being seen in the games. So that's what I'm going to start doing, and hopefully in the next few months we might be able to add it into the REFSIX app too.
Yeah.
Cool. Any more?
Yeah, I've got one more. It's just to be slightly more organised when it comes to closed dates and admin and match reports. They're boring. We hate doing it, and I've really struggled with doing it. Especially the closed date stuff. Life sometimes comes at you quite quickly, and there can't things you can't get out of.
Mm-hmm.
Family things, friends things. Sometimes life gets in the way, and it affects football. And I'm trying to just make sure that football and family isn't affected too much, by just being slightly more organised in terms of, right, I have a game here so I can plan this, or right, I know in a month's time on this Tuesday I'm having to work late, so close it now while it's in your mind. And I keep forgetting that, and I've been caught up. You can put it off, right?
Yeah. Don't just that something's coming up, and you're just like, cool, and you mentally you're like, I need to send in the close date, and it gets to a week in advance, and then you get a game that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, no, I completely agree. But I think that's where working with colleagues and having friends in refereeing can help, because we're lucky that we work together. So we both had a game Tuesday. Wednesday morning, first thing we did when we got in the office was go into whole game and do the reports, right? So that helps. So if you've got a colleague or a friend that you can or just schedule it, right? Every time you get a game, just schedule in your calendar the next day in the morning or at some point, I'm going to do my whole game, my match return, etc. Then hopefully that might be a way to improve the situation. My last one is for me, I think it could be for you too, is the main, maybe not a goal, but more of an outcome, is enjoy it. Like, there is no point refereeing if you're not enjoying it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to keep track of that. So within the REFSIX app, this is something that we do have, is we have a well-being score after games, where you can go into the more section of a match and add a rating in terms of how you mentally feel after the game, right? So I'm going to keep track of that. If there's a lot of smiles and happy faces, then I know that I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to keep track of that as I go. Make sure I identify the games that haven't gone so well, and try and understand why they haven't gone well, and why haven't I felt great after that game. So that's what I'm going to do too. So those are our goals for this season, 21-22 season. We hope you enjoyed listening to them. If you have goals, let us know in the comments what they are. If you don't, why don't you do it? Are you going to do it? Maybe this has inspired you to go and write some goals down for yourself. Make sure they're actionable. Make sure they're in your control. And maybe come back to them every month and just double check, you know, have I hit that goal or not? Or, you know, if you're not, why aren't you hitting that goal and how can you get that right? We will be continuously adding new videos throughout the season on YouTube. We're doing matchday vlogs. We've got a few on there already, so check them out, but we'll be adding as we go. And the best way to keep in the loop of when those are out is just to subscribe to our channel. And there's a little bell next to the subscribe button, which will basically notify you every time there's a new video from us here at REFSIX. So big message to you guys is enjoy the season, and we'll keep you in the loop as our season goes on.
Yeah.
Cool. Take care.